Nobody talks about you, then you are nobody. Then you are nobody. Remember, child, everybody get that problem for head.
Greetings. I am Priestess Osun Funke, and today we are going to do a pick-a-card reading. So before we get started, I want you to pick a group. You're going to pick the number 1, 2, or 3. Now, the question that we are asking of the ancestors today is, why am I having trouble finding my soulmate? We're going to start with group 1. Why are the individuals in group 1 having trouble finding a soulmate? The first card I have is the card for the Magician. So this card is talking about the ability to change one's reality, to make real and measurable changes in your experience. The next card is the card for the Artist. Now, this is talking about the ability to create, certainly, but it can also allude to deception of some kind, creative language, exaggerations. The last card I have on this row is the card for the Brat. And so this is talking about immaturity, ungratefulness. So if I read this row of cards like a sentence, the ancestors are saying for those individuals in group 1, you're having a hard time finding your soulmate because you're not recognizing your ability to change your reality. You also may practice some sort of deception with the people that you meet, and it's putting you further off your path and preventing you from actually making contact with the person that would be your soulmate. And because of these things, the ancestors feel that you are immature, that you may not be ready to meet your soulmate. Let's keep going. The next card I have is the card for the Diva. This card is talking about an individual who wants things the way that they want them. This is talking about a type of inflexibility, someone who is hard to please. The next card I have is the card for distractions. Okay, so this is talking about being distracted, followed by the card for the Drifter. And this card is talking about instability. So this row of cards is saying you are unstable and distracted by what you want. You want things the way that you want them, and you don't really consider what it is that you need. So in light of this row of cards, it's very likely that group number 1, you may have already met your soulmate, bypassed them because they didn't come in the wrapper that you were looking for. Let's turn over another row. I have the card for the Guardian Angel, followed by the card for Logic, followed by the card for Karma. So this row of cards is saying, listen, your angels are with you. Your spiritual court is around you. They're on your team and they're working for you. But you have to use logic and understand that your experience is being impacted by karma that you have created, by the actions that you have taken or failed to take when it comes to your love life. Another row. I have the card for the Father. So this card is talking about our father's line, or the male ancestors, okay? Followed by the card for the Mystic. This is talking about spirits. This is also talking about spiritual gifts and abilities. Followed by the card for the Celebrity. So this row of cards is saying, remember who you come from. Remember who your father is. Remember who your fathers are. Understand that you have been bestowed with natural gifts and abilities. You're special, okay? And you're famously special. You're created in the image and likeness of God. Of course, are perfectly fit and perfectly built for that perfect partner. Let's keep going. I have the card for the End of Illusions. This is talking about the need to see things clearly. Followed by the card for the Yogi. This is talking about contorting oneself, being more flexible, fitting the circumstances. Followed by the card for self-reliance. And this is talking about being self-sufficient and self-reliant. So this row of cards is saying, group 1, it's time for you to see things clearly, okay? You're going to have to be more flexible, and you're also going to have to rely on yourself. Rely on these gifts that they told us about up here with the mystic. Rely on your spiritual gifts that will help you weed through the crowd, will help you find that just right person. And when you feel that you found that person, trust it and don't pick them apart with your diva like expectations. Okay? Thank you. Why are the people in group 2 having a hard time connecting with their soulmate? Okay, so group 2, it appears that you have definitely been worrying about this, and you may have even had a lot of anxiety about it, wondering if you'll ever meet your soulmate or the person that you can truly settle down with. I'm sensing that the ancestors, they are aware of your concerns, and they want you to know. The first card I have is the card for the guardian angel. Okay, so this is saying that you have angelic or even Orisha energy around you. They're around you, they're supporting you, they are guiding you and also protecting you. We have the ancestors coming through with the father's line showing up. Okay, so your fathers, your forefathers, your ancestors are with you as well. And you need to know this and see things clearly. So this first line of cards is basically just saying, we haven't forgotten about you. We're with you in the struggle, okay? The next card I have is the card for karma. So this is talking about the fact that what you are experiencing right now is the result of things that you have done or things that you have failed to do. It's very necessary to understand that, because from moment to moment, we are creating karma for ourselves that we will experience at some point in the future. It's not always instant. The next card I have is the card for logic. Okay, so this is saying, be logical about the things that you have done. Be logical about how much effort you have put into preparing for that perfect mate. And also be honest about the energy that you have, the energetic residue that you have left in the universe, okay, in previous relationships. And then lastly, group 2 on this row, the last card for this row, group 2, the ancestors are saying you have spiritual gifts and abilities. Okay, you should know this. You can see this for yourself. This should bring you some comfort, because really you know what's going on. Okay, so this row of cards is simply saying, be aware of your karma, use logic, and think about where you've been and the things that you have done. And also understand that you have spiritual gifts and you have the ability to influence what it is that you are experiencing. The next card I have is the card for stability, and that's talking about stability. The next card I have is the card for obstacles, followed by the card for the magician. Okay, so this row of cards is saying that your obstacles are stability and magic. Okay, so you are actually unstable when it comes to love and relationships, group 2. You are unstable. You're not utilizing your gifts. You're not applying logic, and you're not considering the karma and the energetic residue that you have left in the universe. This is causing you instability. And then because we know that you have spiritual gifts, which they mentioned in the row above this, you're not tapping into them. And so you're not using your magic. You're not doing those things that you could to influence your reality. The next card I get is the card for brokenheartedness, but it's upside down. So this is saying, don't be disappointed. Don't be brokenhearted. I get the card for charisma. So this is talking about being charmed into brokenheartedness in this instance. And then I get the card for seduction. Okay, so this is saying, do not, you gifted person, you magician, do not allow yourself to be charmed or seduced into disappointment. It's not over, okay? They told you, you have ancestors and angels walking with you. You're not in this alone. So do not be disappointed or discouraged. Now the mothers are coming through. I get the card for the mother, followed by the card for the initiate, which is talking about going through something, followed by the card for the celebrity. Okay, so this is actually, for those of you in group 2 who are women, this row of cards is talking about some ancestral or generational aspect to what you're going through. Okay, so this could be generational curses that they're talking about. This could be that there is some sort of ancestral karma that you may be dealing with. And then it could just be an advice from your mother's line that what you're going through is phenomenal. It's not the way it's supposed to be. What you're experiencing right now is famous to the ancestors. They don't understand why you are in this situation. I get the card for the drifter, which is talking about instability. I get the card for laser vision, which is talking about focus. And I get the card for the diva, and this is talking about wanting what you want or not being flexible. So if I read this row of cards in light of the other rows that we've gotten, they're saying, you know, you're unstable with regard to your love life and seeking a partner. You need to have focus, and not just regular focus, not just normal focus. You actually need to have laser focus. If you are interested in finding your soulmate, if you're interested in settling down and getting married, group 2, then you're going to have to be flexible. Okay? All right. So let's see what the ancestors have to say about group 3. Why are the individuals in group 3 having a difficult time finding their soulmate? The first card I have is the card for charisma. This is talking about one who has been charmed or influenced, followed by the card for the initiate. So this talks about going through something at this time, followed by the card for regret, which is upside down. And so this row of cards is saying, for those of you in group 3, what you're going through right now is you're being charmed by regrets, okay? You're thinking about all the things that you could have or should have done differently. That's actually a waste of energy. Yes, we want to understand what we could have done better, and we want to walk away with lessons from our experiences, but we don't need to dwell on them. You don't need to live in that place, okay? You need to understand what you could do differently and then make up your mind to move forward in a different fashion. Don't dwell in regret. It gets you nowhere. The next card I have is the card for the mystic. And this is talking about spiritual abilities. It may even be talking about the influence of spirits around you at this time. I have the card for the Father. Okay, so this is talking about both our Heavenly Father and also the male energetic aspect of our ancestry, followed by the card for the Elder. Okay, so this row of cards is saying you have spiritual abilities. You should be able to sense and feel what's going on. You're not blind to how you got where you are. Your fathers want you to become more mature. They want you to look back on these experiences that you've had that are causing you regret. They want you to pair that wisdom with the gifts that you have been given, and they want you to be mature as you move forward. The next card I have is the card for deception, which is talking about deception, followed by the card for the artist, which again is talking about deception, because this card carries within an energy that is related to creative language, exaggeration, filling in details, okay? Followed by the card for brokenheartedness, which is upside down. So this row of cards is saying, do not deceive yourself. Do not deceive others you're simply brokenhearted. So you need to come to terms with that. And I really think that that's what they were speaking about on this first row when they said that you're being charmed by regret. So group 3, you may be sitting around thinking about things that you've been through in other relationships, in past relationships. You may be thinking about how you were deceived and the lies that you were told and how you got your heart broken. And the ancestors are saying, listen, don't dwell in that pain. Don't dwell in that disappointment. Be thankful for those blessings. Don't be mad that it's over. Be glad that it happened. Move forward. Put one foot in front of the other and walk down a wiser, more informed road, because you know that you have the ancestors walking with you. You know that you have the angels walking with you. Move forward and don't dwell on heartbreak, is what they're saying. The next row of cards I have is the card for the mother. So the ancestors are all over this, okay? So this is the mother or the mother's line, the feminine aspect of your ancestry, followed by the card for the yogi, okay? So this is talking about someone who is flexible, not only flexible, but who might even be contorting themselves, trying to be something that they're not, or trying to fit into a particular situation, followed by the card for logic, okay? So the mothers are advising you, group 3, to be flexible and to use logic going forward. If you want to find your soulmate, if you're looking for that person that you can settle down with and build with and grow with and get serious with finally, then you're going to have to be flexible. Flexibility has been a theme for all 3 groups. So I hope that you guys are paying attention to this and this is resonating with you. You're going to have to be flexible. That soulmate may not come in the wrapper that you expect. The next card I have is the card for the drifter. So this is talking about instability, followed by the card for the soulmate. So this is talking about being closely bound to something, followed by the card for the minion. And so this is talking about being sent out on a fool's errand. So they're saying that your instability is betraying you. You are so tightly bound to your instability when it comes to love that you're basically on a fool's errand trying to find a mate. So you're going to have to settle down, be specific about what it is that you want. Know what it is that you want so that you can recognize it when you see it, but also be flexible. You're going to have to use your spiritual gifts to peel back the layers and look deeper than possibly the way you have been looking at partners up until this point, because they may not look on the surface the way that you think that they will. It may require a little bit further investigation. And because you're not taking the time to investigate, perhaps you're running from one relationship to the next. Okay, this isn't what I want. Okay, this doesn't meet my standards. Nope, all those boxes aren't checked. And you're moving from one relationship to the next very quickly, and it's causing instability, and it's putting you further off your path of meeting that very special person. Thank you so much for joining me, groups 1, 2, and 3. I hope these readings resonated with you and gave you some useful information that you can use moving forward in helping yourself find your soulmate and that very special person you can settle down with. If you would like to book a private reading with me or book a spiritual counseling session, you can do so by visiting www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. Please be sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel.
If nobody talks about you, then you are nobody.